What's the dumbest thing that almost destroyed you? My only shot at college was a full-ride scholarship that required perfect attendance senior year. Not one single absence, even with a doctor's note. I went to school with strep throat, the flu, and pink eye that year. I threw up in the bathroom between classes and came back after lunch. I sat through presentations with migraines so bad I couldn't see straight. Other kids with the scholarship did the same. This whole group of us dragging ourselves through the hallways like zombies, terrified of losing our futures to a sick day. My friend lost her scholarship when her mom kept her home for a family funeral. Another guy lost his when his car broke down, and he couldn't get there. The principal always said the same thing. Rules are rules, no exceptions. I developed a whole system for staying functional while sick. Prescription strength painkillers from when I'd had my wisdom teeth out, energy drinks to stay upright, changes of clothes in my locker for when fevers made me sweat through shirts. My teachers knew about the scholarship requirements and would let me put my head down or leave for the bathroom without asking questions. They felt bad for us, but couldn't change the rules. I'd made it through 7 months without missing a single day. My parents thought I was insane, but they also knew we couldn't afford college without this scholarship. My dad had been laid off twice in 3 years, and my mom's medical bills from her cancer treatment had destroyed their credit. This scholarship was literally the only way I wasn't going to be stuck in our dying factory town forever. Some mornings, my mom would look at me shaking with fever at the breakfast table and start to say something, then stop herself because we both knew what was at stake. The closest call had been in February when I got food poisoning from the cafeteria fish sticks. I spent the entire day running to the bathroom every 20 minutes, clutching a trash can during calculus, sipping Gatorade to stay hydrated enough to remain conscious. The nurse wanted to send me home, but I begged her not to call my parents. She let me lie on the cot between classes, setting timers so I wouldn't miss the bell. That night, I cried from relief that I'd made it through without breaking the rule. The pain started during third period on a Tuesday in April. At first, I thought it was just cramps or maybe something I ate, but by lunch, it felt like someone was stabbing me with a hot knife in my lower right side. I could barely walk to fifth period, and when I tried to sit down, the pain was so intense, I actually screamed. The teacher took one look at my face and called the nurse immediately. The nurse did a few tests, pressed on my stomach, and went pale when I almost passed out from the pain. She called my parents and said the word I'd been dreading all year, appendicitis. I needed to go to the emergency room immediately. If my appendix burst, it could kill me. I begged her to let me finish the school day. Just 3 more hours. I'd have surgery after final bell. She looked at me like I was insane and said she was legally required to call an ambulance if my parents didn't come immediately. My mom arrived in 15 minutes, and I spent the entire ride to the hospital sobbing and begging her to take me back to school. I told her I'd have the surgery tonight, tomorrow morning, any time except during school hours. The pain was making me delirious, but all I could think about was the scholarship evaporating with every mile between me and school. My mom kept saying the principal would understand, that emergency surgery was obviously an excused absence, that no one would hold a medical emergency against me. At the hospital, while they were prepping me for surgery, I made my mom promise to call the principal and explain everything. I made her take pictures of me in the hospital bed with all the monitors attached as proof. The surgeon said my appendix was hours from rupturing, and I was lucky we'd caught it in time. I went under anesthesia, still mumbling about perfect attendance. I woke up from surgery to find my mom sitting beside my bed, and the first thing I asked was if she'd talked to the principal. She smiled and said everything was fine, that he'd said to focus on recovering and not worry about anything. I spent 2 days in the hospital and another 3 at home recovering, my mom assuring me the whole time that the principal had been very understanding. Monday morning, I walked into the principal's office with my hospital discharge papers and surgical notes, ready to return to class. He looked up from his computer with this sympathetic expression that made my stomach drop. "I'm so glad you're feeling better," he said, then pulled out a letter from his desk drawer. "But you understand that perfect attendance means perfect attendance, right? The scholarship committee has already been notified of your absence." I felt sicker than I had in the hospital. Full story on the channel below.